Hello and good evening. For this evening's dark adventure, we find ourselves in a city called Livonia, Michigan. Currently, we're at the Newburgh Cemetery, established in 1832. We're going to explore this place, so come on, you're coming with me. Let's check it out. Okay, so where we're at right now is the Cross Ann Arbor Trail from the Newburgh Cemetery. There's the front entrance in the center of your screen. I'll pan to the left, then back to the right. It's a historical cemetery with lots of history. We're gonna check it out. Let's go. Okay, I've just stepped foot in the entrance, and if you look straight ahead, you can see the old grass with tracks from current modern day cars going towards the back of the cemetery. I'm gonna take a walk from the front to the back to get started, and I'll switch from side to side as we move. It might be harder than it looks. I'm walking on uneven ground and it's hard. It looks like the camera, if I move it too quick, it's hard to see everything. So maybe on second thought, I'll just do a slow roll with the camera for just a moment. You can see all the sunlight shining on all these tombstones. And from here we'll pan back to the center of the cemetery, and then I'm going to take us to our first stop. Not that this has anything to do with tombstones in the cemetery, but this is an old tree, very, very old. I wonder how many years it was before they cut it down. They left the stump here to decay. It's just wild seeing the outer ring of it only. I just had to get a shot of this with grass growing inside of it. Okay, we're gonna go to the next stop, see if we can find a unique tombstone or grave or whatever we find. Okay, so I don't know how well this is gonna show up on film, so I'm gonna read it. Newburgh Cemetery, an organization later known as the Newburgh Union Cemetery Society, was formed on November 23rd, 1832 to establish and maintain this cemetery, the first in the present city of Livonia. One grave, that of Salmon Kingsley, a veteran of the Revolution, a veteran of the American Revolution, who died in 1827. Already existed here. In the century that followed, 3 other Revolutionary War veterans, more than 50 Civil War veterans, and other early residents were buried here in these grounds, a treasured reminder of the pioneer era. Okay, what we have here is a tombstone in the shape of a wood log. I've seen this in one other cemetery in the area not too long ago. Can't read the face of it, but you can tell that it looks like a log. We have some more over here. We have this one. You can't see the name on the faceplate very well. You could probably make it out if you took some time. We have this next to it, and then one more log for a headstone, a tombstone. This one I'm pretty sure says Killian. Let's go check out some more. Okay, so this tombstone caught my eye from a distance. I'll read you what it says, because the way the sun's shining it may be difficult. It says, Baby Boy Bovey, November 28th, 1897 to January 12th, 1898. Yes, he was just a baby boy. It looks like we have a lamb up on his stone. Okay, so this is how old some of the stones are in here. Looks like this one's been cleaned at some time, but they had to put 2x4s, pieces of wood underneath it for support, because it sank that low into the ground. You can see the depth in there. And then we have these tombstones that they always break. The older they are in the 1800s, they break. This one's in 3 pieces. We've got more over here, broken, but at least they're still here. I don't know what this is. It's just sitting here, but those are pieces of tombstone on the bottom of those. They're all pieces of tombstone. Looks like these 2 tombstones at one point sunk pretty low into the ground. You can see you can't read everything on this one because it's so low. Somebody cleaned it. This one's been cleaned, but it was in 3 pieces. And it's probably hard to glue all that together, 3 pieces, and reset it in the ground. So they left it here after they cleaned it, which is still a nice gesture. I like these cement posts in each corner of this plot with the points on them. Very nice. Okay, so what I found here is a very large tree. Huge tree trunk growing right into this tombstone. I mean, it's just sandwiched together as one. It says Sarah A. Lawson Beard, 1847 to 1911. I wonder if the people ever even thought that this could happen. 113 years later, this tombstone being part of a tree. I don't know what this tombstone says because it's aged, but I love the shape of it. I love it when they're combined, they're 2 in 1. While I'm focused on this gigantic pine tree in front of us, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. It helps my channel grow, it helps the algorithm. Please check out my other videos in my channel. I'm sure you'll find one that you like. Another huge tree trunk that was left here to rot. Must have been here for a number of years looking like that. I like this monument, this tombstone monument in the center of your screen. It says Margia A., wife of D. Strait, died September 4th, 1891, aged 79 years and 9 months. Okay, so directly in front of you on the screen is a Revolutionary soldier with a plaque attached to his headstone. It's kind of hard to read what this stone says. However, if you can, maybe you can stop the video. I don't know, it's really hard. But we can make out what the plaque says. I read it as saying Revolutionary Soldier Salmon Kingsley Jr. Placed by Sarah Ann Cochran, either chapter or charter. Then there's some initials, DAR. Okay, so in case you're wondering how they reset old headstones, tombstones, this is what I've come across. This really interests me. You can see the clamps on the bottom of the tombstone. There's been a hole dug. There's been glue between the new cement on the bottom of the tombstone. Between that and the actual tombstone is the glue. And we got more clamps up on top with some angle iron helping to hold this in place. I'm sure once the glue dries, they're going to remove those clamps and put that pile of dirt back in. Now, I normally don't like filming in the direct sunshine in front of me, but I have no choice in this circumstance. I like how we have the Stringer family stone here for the plot, the Stringer plot. I like these stairs leading up to it. It says Stringer on the top step, as your foot would possibly drag along in front of it if it did. Okay, we're in the middle of the cemetery, almost to the back. When I drove in, I had to be very careful not to let my tires hit the stone on the left. I'm sure a few people probably ran that over, but if I move the camera up, you can see the tracks where the tires go from your car. Okay, so we have another instance of a very big tree, big trunk, growing right into another tombstone. It's not as bad as the last one, but yeah, they're growing together. Okay, so we're about in the middle of the cemetery. Towards the right hand side, I found this cross with a circle in the middle of it. Found it to be very unique. I want to go up and touch it to see what it's made out of. It looks like possibly lime from here. No, it's metal. Amazing. Get a shot from the back again, because the camera pointing towards the sun with a shadow on the back probably does it justice. Okay, so it looks like they're working on resetting another tombstone. Got a mound of dirt here. And you got the base inside there at the bottom. You're going to reset this so it stands straight. They'll probably clean it while they're at it. Okay, so what I'd like to show you is in the center of your screen. If we focus to the right, you see how dirty those tombstones are over there? Over there, they're a little dirty. A lot of them are dirty in this cemetery. This one caught my eye because it's got like a bluish hint to it, a bluish tint. We'll get up close. We'll see what it says here. You got a cross on it. I'll try to come on down slowly so you can see everything. You can see it's got a blue tint to it. Very nice. And on it, it says Arthur H. Norris died November 28th, 1868, aged 18 years, 5 months and 29 days. And then we have this one, same color. Very beautiful stone. And it says Fanny E., daughter of J.D. and E.M. Norris. Died March 4th, 1847, aged 1 month and 14 days, just a baby. They're related, they both have the same last name. Okay, so my attention was drawn over here to the middle of the cemetery, all the way to the far right. This pile of dirt caught my eye. I'm like, what is that? You couldn't even tell from a distance that this tombstone was being worked on until you got up to the dirt and the tombstone. Now, it looks like the tombstone's fairly clean. It's still hard to read, but they are working on it. You're gonna reset this. We have a bird lurched up on a tombstone. What a beautiful picture. What a beautiful video, I should say. Okay, I think I said that bird was lurched up on a tombstone. I meant to say perched. We're at the front of the cemetery now, out front, towards the right. Another 2-in-1 tombstone. Okay, in the far back right of the cemetery, we have a tombstone that says Charles H. Keno, December 24th, 1832 to April 9th, 1914. What makes this unique to me is this metal plate here. If anybody knows what that means, it says TOTE at the top, and then in the center it says BF and G. And it says at the bottom, Improved Order Red Men. Very unique. I've never seen anything like that. I'll have to look it up on the internet later and see if I can find some info. If anybody knows, leave some comments. All comments are welcome down below. Please comment. We have a bunny rabbit in the back of the cemetery. Real close, probably 15 feet away from it. Okay, so I'm at the very back of the cemetery. My back is facing the rear of the cemetery. In front of us is all the way forward to the front of the cemetery. I'm gonna get a panorama view of the back of the cemetery, and then this will end our tour of the cemetery. Until next time, folks, it was fun. Happy dark adventures.